Okay, so this is going to be another kind of tutorial video, I'm going to say. Headlights off at the minute. Shows all the panels, as I've got a new indicator relay which is here. And it's an adjustable one. See the little screw? You can adjust how fast they flash. Because at the minute it's got the LED indicators on the rear, and when you put LED indicators on to a motorbike, you need to either put resistors in so they flash the same speed, or you need to get a relay as such to do the same job. Basically, it's just easier because it plugs in there instead of wiring it in between here, in between there, then two at the front as well. That's just the easier option. That's if it works on your bike, and luckily enough it works on this. Daryl's making me sort of like a little adapter plug so I don't have to chop the wiring harness to fit this, as this one has a plug on it like that, and this is just two spade connectors. So yeah, put in the comments whether I should get some Supermoto wheels for this, and everybody was saying yes, so I've got a set of 14-inch Supermoto wheels for the D-Tracker version of the KLX. They need a little bit of a clean up, which I'm going to do in a minute, and then going to get them fitted. And this one also needs a bearing on this side because that bearing is fucked. But besides that, the tyres are good. So yeah, that's going to be my auditions for the day. Okay, so front wheel is on, first wheel out too. I didn't video it as I'm on my own at the minute and I've only got one pair of hands. But basically, all you do is you obviously take the old wheel out, which is a 19-inch front wheel. So you take this wheel out. In this side there'll be a little spacer, and then this side is where the speedo sits, which also acts as a spacer. You take the spacer, and obviously the speedo stays on the bike. Put the spacer in this side of the wheel here, and this is a little speedo module with the spacer in it, and it just bolts straight up. It's got to be like the easiest wheel change ever. And the rear is exactly the same, other than you haven't got a speedo drive. The rear is simply just a spacer on this side here, and a spacer on this side. And we go straight on. Which is another reason why I like this bike, because the wheel change is so easy. Still got some old bearings from when I had one before, so hopefully gonna be able to have one of those to fit this side. Okay, so replace the wheel bearings in the wheel with the new ones that I had, and the wheel is on. It does look quite cool, to be honest. It needs a smaller profile front tyre, but the rear tyre is getting quite low on tread, so I'm going to swap the front tyre for the rear tyre. Well, not swap them, I'm going to put the front on the rear and buy a new front tyre. Also a chain and sprocket, because I'm on the max adjustment. The chain is still quite loose. One thing to think about if you have one of these bikes, there was a recall on the stand. Hasn't been in for it. It's a bracket that goes from here to on here somewhere. Can't remember exactly where. And what happens with them is this bit bends. So this will go from there to about there, and then this stand will rub on your swing arm, and if that keeps rubbing, that'll cut through your swing arm, which, as you can probably guess, is not good. Which has happened on mine, so I've bent mine back out, but I'm just going to avoid using the stand. Whenever I can, I'll just lean it up against something. But yeah, I think it looks awesome with the Supermoto wheels. It turns out that the sprocket on that was a 48 tooth, and this is a 44 tooth. The bearings in that wheel are absolutely gone as well, which doesn't help matters. So I'm going to order 2 new wheel bearings to go with everything else. So now I'm going to head off to Daryl's house, grab my indicator relay and my side light plug for the front headlight, and then yeah, should be able to get everything wrapped up and good again. Okay, so everything's back together. I did forget to video the bleeding of the brake and putting everything back on. Side light all works again. The indicators work when the engine's running. It's a bit fast, but it'll be alright. The relay's really weird actually. They only work when the engine's running. Don't know why, but it is what it is, and it does work, so I'm gonna live with it. So yeah, that's Supermoto KLX 125. So leave a like and a comment of any recommendations or thoughts. I need to get new chains so badly, and subscribe for more content.